Good morning, evening, afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world. It's Saturday morning here, December 24, Christmas Eve. The big, jolly, fat red man is coming tomorrow morning, it seems. Today in sunny Kahuna, it's going to be like mid-30s, I think it is. That's Celsius, so it's going to be pretty warm. Scott Baker, good morning. I know you love like putting in those little jibes. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? About time, geez. I don't know what to say. Today, this is the last live stream for the year. I'll bring on Macro McMillan very, very shortly. Today, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about some of the best apps that we're using this year, or my favorite apps that I've been using this year, and same with Greg, and some of the hardware. Some of it you've seen, some of it you haven't. Things that people have sent to me, and they're definitely staying in the camera bag, if you like, because I'm using these things all the time. Anyway, we'll bring on. I won't bring him on just yet. He's having a bit of a coughing bout at the moment. Thumbs up. Morning, Greg. Afternoon, Greg. How are we?
Good. How are you?
Not bad, dude. Not bad. How's the cough?
Oh, it's not bad. I got some water.
Yep. Very good. So I was in Canberra. It's probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was just telling Greg about the story of finding shops that sell hats, and on the way out the door, the fella's like, "Oh, there's shirts there on special too." So now I've got t-shirts and hats from different teams just to mess with you. Just to mess with you.
Yes, it messed with me already.
So what have you been up to, mate?
Well, honestly, I'm trying to figure out how I can freaking well retire from my job. That's what I'm trying to figure out how to do.
Yep.
I made a bit of an attempt to do my first YouTube video, and it was a massive failure. So I'm just going to take a whole different approach to it, but I will get it done sometime.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the first one is always the hardest one to do. So,
yep,
that's fine. But it'll get there.
I think when you know your subject matter as well as what you do, it should just, as we were talking about before, like just put the points down on a piece of paper or on your phone or whatever, and just talk the way you would normally talk. I think that will be very helpful for you.
Yeah. I just have to treat it like doing a podcast. And
yep.
So yeah, it'll get there. It'll get there. But other than
the biggest critic is always going to be yourself, mate.
Oh yeah.
There's so many things that I do, and I go, man, that was bloody terrible, and it'll still perform really well. And just people like Devo and Scott Baker will point out all the errors in the video.
Yeah.
So what's Christmas looking like for you there? What do you guys do?
Not too much, really. My son's grown up and gone. It's all about his son now. Like, he's only 8 months old or whatever. He was born in April, so I mean, and he's not going to really remember anything. But we're going to get to see him, but when it comes to the grown-ups, it's just another day to everybody around here. So in our family anyway. And it's just about the little kids now. So, but right now, I don't know how we're gonna manage it because we're right in the middle of a blizzard.
Yeah,
and it's supposed to be like this for 2 or 3 days. So
I
don't know what's gonna become of it all, but
it'll
be.
It was when we were going to Japan. This is before COVID. You'd go over there for skiing, but because we would go there pretty much at the end of December, very, very early January, like in that week sort of thing between Christmas and New Year's, is when we would get there. And because the hotels in the snow that we would stay at was a Western hotel, it would have all the Christmas trees and decorations and stuff in the hotel. And to see that with all the snow to us was very, very foreign. Christmas to us here, like it's going to be on tomorrow. I think the weather's looking at something like 35 degrees or something. It's going to be a bloody hot day. So to be having Christmas Day in like snow is such a foreign concept to us. It'd be like you coming here and it being as hot as it is here and going, it's not Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
It just wouldn't be the case. Doesn't make sense.
Well, we've had a green Christmas, like, I don't know, quite often it's happened. I mean, the first one I remember, I was maybe in my mid-teens, and that was a shock to my system back then. But nowadays, it's not totally uncommon for it to happen here, at least where I live anyway. But more often than not, we do have snow.
Very good. Dave Podden is up in your land, is he?
No. He just likes to bug me about the frozen tundra we call Canada.
Oh, I read that as in another frozen day. I'm in Canada. That's what I read that as.
Oh, well, I think it's supposed to be in Canada.
In Canada,
but,
yeah.
Every time we get together for the podcast, before I hit the record button, just about every time we talk about the weather. And, funny enough, Dave and I, even though we're about maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 hour drive away from each other, and he's almost straight south of me in Pennsylvania where he lives, our weather is so similar, temperature and everything.
Right.
Like it's unreal. Now I don't think he'll get as much snow as we do, but he's had a bit of snow already, and then it went away. Well, we had a lot of snow. We had like 3 feet in the matter of 36 hours, a little over a month ago.
That's crazy.
But it all went away, completely gone, and now we're getting a little bit back with this weather that's coming through.
Yep. So you guys host that show together, your podcast, and he's 8 hours away. Have you actually met each other?
No, I haven't met Dave or any of the other guys from Tiny Shutter that we used to be with.
Right. So how do you actually get in touch with each other? Like how this is curious to me. It's like you've never met anyone in that group of people. How on earth did you come to know each other?
I guess with me, it all started with Tiny Shutter. I found it on the podcast app, and I was looking for a podcast about iPhone photography, and I found Tiny Shutter. So I started listening, and I thought, oh, this is really cool. So at that time, they did kind of a similar thing that we're doing right now. They would broadcast live, and it was on Mixler. So they would have a live chat room, and I would always, get in there and get in on the chat. And, I don't think you could see them.
Okay.
I think it was just, gosh, I can't remember. Dave, if you can remember, could we see the guys before we joined or just hear them? But anyway, so I had a lot of fun, chiming in with the chat and all that stuff. And I thought, these guys were like rock stars to me. Really they were, because they're on there talking about iPhone photography, something that I was really passionate about, and I couldn't find it anywhere else on the internet. And so when they said something back to me, I thought, oh, they spoke to me, whatever, right? And I thought it was okay. Dave says it was audio only. But I thought this was really cool. And then they have the Facebook group, which is now the iPhoneography Podcast Facebook group, but it's the same group. So there's 2,400 people in it. And so basically I've just kind of adopted everything that Mark Sadowski put together. And I mean, he was the genius behind it all. Him and Keith Tharp was his name. They started this whole thing, and Matt Hoffman was there from the beginning and all this stuff. So, so at one point they brought Dave Podner on because I think Matt Hoffman was going to take a little bit of a break from the show. And I think Dave, if I remember correctly, was just in the chat with, with everybody that was in there. Well, not a whole lot of people in there at one time. Usually, I don't know, half a dozen or so. And boy, this is really jogging my memory now. I think Dave replaced Matt when Matt took a bit of a break from the show. And then I was on as a guest a couple of times. And then I guess Mark was talking to the guys and, said, why don't we just bring him on as another co-host? Yep. So they asked me and I thought that was great. And then the rest is history. And so we would always do it over Skype. So we could see each other, right?
Yep.
While we were recording and all that stuff. And Joseph Ferreira, he was one of the co-hosts. He did all the recording and editing and put it out and all that stuff. And that's how I got to know them.
That's cool. Yeah. I remember when the very first time you reached out to me, and I thought, who the bloody hell is this guy? It was
who's this freaking Canuck?
He was like, hey, because at the time, the channel kind of the channel here, it was unusual the way it grew initially, because it was like very fast, very, very fast. And I was getting that many emails and instant messages on Instagram and stuff like this, DMs on Instagram. And it's, and then you come and said, oh, come on. I'd love to have you come on the podcast or something like that. It was. And I'm like, fuck, another one? Just leave me the hell alone. Because most of them were just bullshit. Most of them were nothing. They were just spam shit. And then when I actually, because then you made a comment about, I reached out on another video, I sent you something and you didn't respond or something like that. It was like, hold on, this guy's actually a real person and fair dinkum. I better get in touch with him. And here we are.
Yeah.
I'll just answer this question from one of the Beach Boys. It's
you
don't need it. You don't need a star tracker with the Pixel because it will take those 16-second images and put them all together for you. It's doing the tracking for you. So you don't need one. And it only lets you go for 4 minutes maximum anyway. You're not going to gain anything with the Pixel on a star tracker. It just doesn't.
But and I'm being very sarcastic here. It has a built-in star tracker, don't you know?
Oh my God. You haven't got that much gray hair. And you're not a wedding photographer. Yeah, did a goofy video on winter photography tips. Oh yeah. Well, it's different. Taking photos in the snow is a bit different to everywhere else. Snow and beach is a bit challenging with white balance and stuff. Good evening, or what time you're in. Noodles. Oh, there's a few people in here. Morning, Kathy. Evening, Kathy. I was wondering how long it would take up to bring up the Pixel Pro. Why? Why? I think as far as the Astro goes, it's no different to the Pixel 3. It does the same thing. It hasn't really changed. And they've put all this new hardware into it. And as far as Astro goes, I don't think it's any different. Yeah. It's got some cool functions in there, cool features in there, but I don't think it's any different in my opinion. Morning, Andre. So do you want to talk about I will share something with you guys first. Because I don't I rarely ever like share stuff about the channel and that. But with YouTube, they send you like an end of year wrap up sort of thing. Like they give you some numbers to say, hey, this is what you did this year, sort of situation. So this year, 1.9 million views. That's all right, eh?
That's not bad.
I don't mind that at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
4.7 million minutes. Okay. 50,000 likes, nearly 17,000 subscribers. What do you think the top video that I did this year?
Oh, I could tell you that.
What's that?
The one with you and Sarah.
No, that's a live stream. That's different. The live stream, that was definitely the best live stream.
Okay. Best video. So as in how? Like likes, views, or what are you talking?
It's the best performing. So that'll be the most views, the most interaction, things like that.
Okay, let me think.
We'll put it out there. We'll come back to it.
Yeah,
you guys who are watching, let me know what you think the best performing video. Let's say the top 3. So we've got an I gotcha. Yeah, I'm with you. Because he is a joke. I think I need to start subtitling my videos in Hindi, because it's the second most reached country. United States, India, then the UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. I probably should. Yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think the best performing video I've had this year. And that's what cameras have I had? What phones have I had on here? iPhone 13, 14, older iPhones, Pixel, S21 Ultra, S22 Ultra. Let me know what you think. Anyway, we'll come back to that shortly. And Dave is wrong. Actually, in the top 3, the Pixel didn't even rate a mention. That was last year, where I hated the look of it. I actually like the 22. I think it looks pretty good. But the S21 Ultra, I think it looked like a smacked ass. It's just all... I don't... It's because I think I've mentioned this before. I haven't got it anymore. I've sold it. But the cameras on the back of it, there was like 5 cameras, but they were all... It was like in this perfect rectangle. But then one lens was here, one lens was here, one lens was here, one lens was here. It was just like
they weren't really lined up very well.
Yeah, yeah. Hangs head in shame. And Merry Christmas, Facebook user.
Yes.
I don't know who it is because we didn't allow it. The reflex lenses. No. I think Scott Baker's on the money. It is that one. The astrophotography one with the S22 Ultra was the best performing video of the year.
Okay.
I should probably go on, now that I've said that, I should go and see how many views it's had, because I just don't know. Oh, it's had almost 200,000 views. That's all right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about apps? What your favorite app was?
Just on the on the idea of how performance was. In the last episode that Dave and I did, we had a quick little discussion about how the podcast performed. And so we didn't put a lot of numbers out there, but we just basically said that the downloads were up 57% from last year, which I thought was pretty cool.
Okay. Yep.
And I mean, we don't have, massive numbers or whatever, but I'm trying to think of what else we mentioned, but it's in the podcast anyway. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the growth of it. It's pretty much organic growth, and I don't advertise it. But I do have you to thank for some of this, because I think it's my appearance on here that is, getting it out there a little better. So
I enjoy having you on here.
Thank you for that.
Talking to myself. I think I've said it many, many times, especially last year as I was going through some stuff here. I think for me, doing this stuff that I do, if it wasn't for the community that we have, it would be pointless doing it. It's the live streaming stuff. I only do this to have a community. Like the people who are putting questions and comments in the comment section here are regular viewers of what we do here, and they're the same people that interact with us every time that we live stream. So that the community for me was everything, and having you here as part of that, well, it helps me as much as it helps you, mate. And even though I'm a lot further away than 8 hours, geez, Dave Ponder, jump in your car. It's only 4 hours each, boys. I'm a long way from you. Anyway, even Devo. Oh, look, maybe. No, he's all right. He just speaks funny.
He's too busy farming giraffes.
That's absolutely an insight.
Did you know that giraffes didn't exist until Chuck Norris gave a horse an uppercut?
Ah, yeah. And this is where the live stream goes. Oh, interesting. I just saw it here. I didn't realize this was here. Oh, wow. Oh, that can't be that. It is that. How many? That's not a live stream. I think something's wrong with those analytics because it's telling me that I've had nearly 900,000 views on live streaming. That doesn't make sense. I don't think it's that many. I don't trust it anymore. It might be telling me I'm doing so much better than I really am. Anyway, let's talk about apps. What is your, and put it out to everyone, like what in the last 12 months, what is the main app that you use on your phone? Just put a note there. What about for you, mate?
Well, you know, I have, let's see here. I have, where is it? 280 apps on my phone.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I really don't know. I think it's because a lot of times, like
how did you find that?
I've got, huh?
How did you find that?
You go to settings,
yes,
and then under general and about.
About. I've only got about. Is it the same as about?
About then.
About.
And then partway down the page there, you got songs, videos, photos, applications.
So how many do you have?
280.
116 for me.
Yeah. Well,
it's not the size that matters, mate. It's what you do with it, apparently.
I got tons of photography apps that I've tried over the past, right? And my excuse is that because I do a podcast about it, then I have to have them on my phone.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So, but anyway, the favorite app that I use, I'm gonna have to say, I mean, I don't want to say, you know, Facebook is my favorite app, but I'm on there, you know, a lot with the groups and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not my favorite. I think my favorite app, and I'm going to go with photography related, would be basically a combination between Reflex and Darkroom.
Okay.
Reflex because of the capture capabilities and all that stuff, and it's getting better. Mm-hmm. And Darkroom because I don't know what happened, but when I was on my 12 Pro Max, I was trying Darkroom, but I always found raw power to do the better job of an edit.
Yep.
When I got my 14 Pro Max, I thought, okay, I'm going to try Darkroom. And wow, I couldn't believe how much better it did. I don't know why that is. It sounds weird, but now with their latest update where they really, you know, dialed in the algorithms or whatever for the highlights and shadows and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I love that app. I use that for editing almost exclusively now.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I'm not sure if Even Devo and Even Longer are different apps. So Even Devo is just like Even Longer, but it complains a lot.
Even Baker.
Even Longer. Even Baker. There we go. There's some 105. That's some big numbers for a bloke who just got an iPhone.
Chime in, folks. Tell us how many apps you got on your phone. Reese Boyd, 198 apps. He thought that was a lot. Have you seen his stuff, Shane?
Reese Boyd.
Have you seen his stuff?
Is he in the group? He sounds familiar.
Well, I think he's in the group. I think he's on. Yeah, he's in the group now. Yeah, he's in the group, but he's on Instagram, and we got to get him on here because he is pretty damn good.
Ah, yeah. We should actually. What do you reckon, Reese? You want to come on here and listen to an Aussie and a Canadian carry on. Giraffe mode.
You know, and it'll be really good because he's from Tennessee.
Oh, terrific stuff. But you're right. I'm just looking at it here. It's bloody impressive.
Yeah.
I knew the name rang a bell. We should. Let us know, Reese. Send me a message on
Book 'em.
Book 'em. But I'll send you a message on the Book of Faces YouTube. Whiskey drinking expert from Tennessee. A scary 118. Yeah. Now this is what I'm thinking. It's you've got all these apps on there, but you only use a handful of them. I think I said 116 or something. Did I say?
I think
and
so.
I wouldn't use 116. I wouldn't use a third of those. I've had them on here too.
In my defense, I have a lot that are offloaded because I have my phone set to offload the ones I haven't used in like a month. So there's a lot of them that are sitting there. You know, they're sitting there, but they're not loaded on. And sometimes I have to reload them if I come back to them.
Okay. Yep. I would say this is going to be like the most used camera app that I have on my phone is that one right there.
Yeah.
That one.
The camera. Oh,
my. Oh, look, I'm going to break the internet. That would be the most used one by far. All the Astro stuff is with that. And when it comes to the long exposure stuff, I'm kind of torn. During the daylight hours, I kind of lean towards reflex, but at night, it's even longer for sure. The colors that even longer gets in the stars is redonkulous. It's so bloody impressive.
That's pretty good.
And you see what Dale does with his star trails. You're not going to get those colors with any other app that I've tried. Like, don't get me wrong, Reflex and Re-Expose do a good job, but it may as well, for the star trail stuff, when you compare that to even longer, I think it almost may as well be a black and white image. But from the user point of view, I like the UI on Reflex more than I do even longer. But at the end of the day, the result of star trails with even longer is bloody ridiculous. It's so impressive.
Yeah.
It is cold air in Tennessee. Have either of you tried Apex or macro lens? That sounds familiar. One. Is that the microscope one?
Yep.
Yeah, I did a video.
That's why I bought it, because you did a video.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I think it's a fun bit of kit. But it's just a different sort of.
It's not that expensive either, really, compared to the bigger lenses.
Yeah, it's very, very cheap. It's like
it was like $50 or something.
Yeah. And if it's not the camera app on here, it would be Lightroom. They're the two main things that I would play with. I haven't really played much with Darkroom, and I probably should, because there's a few of you using it seems. Oh, you've just been gazumped.
Ooh.
325. 100% agree. The image mode and even longer extends its use. Yeah. Yep. Cool. What about hardware, Mr. McMillan? What's the best bit of kit that you have?
I got to go with my new phone. I got to go with my 14 Pro Max.
That's such a cop-out.
But it's true.
What's the case you got on there? Is it Apple case, is it?
Yeah, that's just the Apple leather case.
Yep.
It's called Ink, the color. And I got it because it's the closest thing to purple, and I got the purple phone, of course. But
right. Yeah. It is a good phone, isn't it? I'm quite happy
with
it.
It is. Yeah. I mean, if you want to talk hardware in general, I mean, this microphone, I really like it, thanks to our buddy Ralph Mayhew. He did a video on it, and I really like it. It was, and the bloody thing was cheap. I paid a lot more. I paid a lot more for my CAD audio mic that's sitting in the closet now, and this thing was like $40 or $50.
Yeah, right.
You know,
That's awesome.
and I think it sounds pretty good. I mean, it's not a Heil or Heel or whatever they're called, but
Yeah.
I really like it. But other pieces of hardware, you know what I do like is my neutral density filter that I got from Reflex.
Okay. Why?
It because it Okay, so I take a photographic approach to my iPhone photography, right? And when I do a long exposure of, say, like a waterfall or something like that, I'll use the ND filter because I can slow down the shutter speed, which when it's stacked in the process of building the image, it makes a lot better blend, and
Mhm.
it'll actually I could shoot for longer. The colors get saturated, and it prevents that braided look,
Yep.
that braiding look that you get from
Yep.
like just a live photo or whatever.
Like a Morse
It
code
just
sort of
makes
thing.
a much better
Yep.
image, in my opinion.
Yep.
And
I
so
agree.
that's one of my favorites too,
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
sure.
The most volatile. Bloody. That's wow. If only I recorded that day. When you had an Aussie fella working with you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. See you in the
What?
Northern Territory.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
What about Android
Oh.
apps? I'm going to say the default camera app if it's got manual controls and Lightroom on all the Android phones that I have. That's it. That's all I use. I think there's for the Star Trails and stuff. There's only one way to do it that I know of, and that's with the was it motion stacks or something like that? It's called. Is I've lost his. I've drawn a blank. I can't think of his bloody name. Mike, American fella. It totally escapes me right now. Does all the Star Trail stuff.
Oh, Michael Shaneblue?
No. In the group. Is
Oh,
it
in the
Mike?
group.
I've just drawn a blank. Totally drawn a blank. He's
Ron
got goats.
Duvall?
He's been on the show.
Oh, Mike Gowan.
Mike Gowan. Thank you. Yeah. Totally drawn a blank.
As soon as you said goats.
But he's got the older thank you. Thanks, Jason. It's as soon as you go into that group, you'll see what he's doing with those Star Trails and stuff, and that's what he's using. I think it's called Motion Stacks or something like that. And he's actually used a new one as well, which I had mixed results in, but he's getting some pretty good results. So it's definitely worth having a look at what he's pushing out there. What about this, Greg? Did you want to talk about that?
Yes, you've made me spend money, and I have one too.
I didn't make you spend any money. So this is
the microphone.
Yep.
And it's going to be a massive help when I do these videos. And yeah, I'm looking forward to using it. It works pretty slick.
Yeah. The range on this thing is they say it's about 150 meters, and I've been some distance away. So this one, it's Scott Baker trying to get our attention elsewhere. So the transmitter is it just clips onto your shirt sort of thing, and this is the one that goes straight into the iPhone, and you can get them for Android as well. And it's plug and play. It works flawlessly. On the second channel, when Sarah goes out to film something on her own, if she's doing something on her own, that's what she'll take and just plug it into her iPhone. What's she got? 11 Pro, I think it is, and it just works. And the sound quality is mint. It's so bloody good.
Yep.
I'll just see what he's talking about. Oh no, it's not the same one. It's not the same one that we've done. The apexel macro photography one. No, it's not the same one. We're talking about the microscope. He's talking about bloody hell. That's all right. I'm just looking at the Amazon link that he sent to me. I thought it was $189. Yeah. I'll see if I can get that on there. No, doesn't matter. But it's not the same one, Scott, the one that you've sent. I think Greg's got the one that we were talking about.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought you were talking about, but he's actually got a proper macro lens over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The thing with those, especially with macro, that's a clip-on lens, and I just wouldn't bother. It's going to be so hard to line up.
I think I have to take the case right off my phone.
Yeah, that's the downside of all the the cases. Like that's a quad lock case.
That's a monster, that one.
Oh, it's a ripper case. Like it's not really that.
Oh, it's not too bad.
It's got no. The old ones used to have a bulge there, like to have the mount, but this clips straight into my motorbike and it clips straight into the car and wireless chargers. It's great. I love it. The downside of it is that every time you want to put an external lens or filter or something on your phone, you've got to take the bloody cover off to put that on.
Yeah.
Which brings me, I guess, to this part. I haven't released the video of this yet. It will be coming very shortly. This is a different case. This is one from there we go. Go on, focus. Freewell. And they make lenses, but they're mainly known for filters and this filter system that I've got. And you may remember, I'm going to say it's probably the best part of a year ago, I mentioned it. A company sent me some filters, and the company, I won't mention the name of the company, but it's a well-known company with the filters, and they make really good glass for DSLRs, and they're magnetic. That's what they're known for.
Right.
And they sent them to me, and they probably sent me like $500 or $600 worth of glass, and it's really, really good glass, and they're magnets. But you had to put this double-sided tape with this piece of metal like onto your
I remember that. Yeah.
And that double-sided tape just kept on coming off and coming off and coming off. It was a pain in the ass.
Well, when you're 35 degrees at Christmas time, it
didn't really matter. Yeah, it was true. It didn't matter what time of year it was, because I tried these things for a while, got the shits with them, went back to them a little bit later, tried them again, got the shits with them. But it's such a shame because the glass was just so freaking good. The filters were just amazing. But the mounting system just sucked. And I personally don't like filters like this, where you've got to like screw them in to a lens.
They make the most annoying sound.
Yeah.
Don't say.
The inside joke there is that Greg sent me the video. I think it was like your promo video, maybe.
Yeah.
For your channel. And he's like, hey, what do you think of this? And like cinematic it was great. It looked great. And then he screwed that lens in. I was like, God, I'm going to get rid of that freaking noise, man. I just wanted to turn it off.
So what the finished product is dialed way down.
No, it is, yeah. It's heaps better. But this here is the case from Freewell. So it's just a phone case. It doesn't look anything different. You can see there the mounts for lenses on this look very, very, very similar to the Moment, like the bayonet sort of mounting. But the thing that Freewell, if you don't know Freewell, the thing that they're known for is filters and the magnetic mounting. This is not the same company that I spoke about before. So this here is a filter with a cover on it, and it's just, that's it. It's on.
That is so cool.
Yeah, there's the rubber case that it comes with. Every filter set comes with that rubber case, and it's just off with it. It's off, and here's another one. It's on.
Now, where are they from, Shane? Are they an Australian company?
Nope. I'm actually not sure where they're from, to be honest. This is an ND filter, variable ND filter, and I use this stuff a fair bit when I was in Canberra. None of the photos in that video use these filters. I was just testing it when I was in Canberra, and I've got to tell you, the glass is mint, and the mounting system is just so impressive. Like that's not coming off. You can pull it off, but it's not going to just fall off, and it covers all 3 cameras on the phone.
Yeah, I like that. I like that about it for sure.
It's really quite clever. They also sent me this other kit here. That's the name of the company, Freewell. This here is an anamorphic lens. I don't do much with video on this channel. In this video, it's part of it because I wanted to review it. But this is what you get in that kit. So this is up the other end. This is the lens, the anamorphic lens.
Yeah, and I like that they made the casing round, but yet inside it's probably like square or whatever.
Well, I'll take that filter off because I've got an ND filter on there from when I was filming.
Yeah, that's cool.
Here's that sound for you.
Yep.
But it comes with all the different NDs. If you're doing any sort of video with your phone, you want to use an app like Filmic Pro to compress that anamorphic. But this has got NDs from 8 up to 64 as part of the kit, and it's good glass, so you can bring that shutter speed down
for a
cinematic sort of look. Yeah. Do I want to show you anything else? I've got 2 more to show you. So this Synco, these guys do sponsor this channel, but it's not use this shit because it's what pays me. It actually is legit quite good. So I'm glad that you've got it. It's working out well for you. But this is the other one that they've sent me. And this is what I actually use now on all the videos that I make that I'm not using a phone. When I'm using a phone, I use this one. And when I'm not using a phone and using actual cameras, I use this one. So I used to use Rode, just like this. This is the Rode Wireless Go, and this is the one that I use now. So this is the receiver, and it actually comes with 2 transmitters. So I can just use one when it's just me, or if Sarah's with me, she can throw one on, I'll put one on, and we can have that conversation, and you can still hear it quite well. And it works really bloody well.
Yeah.
There's a video coming with that as well. The last thing, and this is probably the best thing I've ever been sent on this channel, ever. And I absolutely love it. I take it everywhere. So this is the mount. You would have seen that in different videos. It's a MagSafe mount from Explorer. And this is the tripod that they sent. And this thing is the shit. It's the best tripod I've ever had. And when it was a case of when they asked me to review this, which is really good, it works with the any MagSafe case as well. When they asked me to review that, I said, well, I'm happy to do that, but my tripods she's a bit old and scratched up and stuff. It'd look better if it was on one of your tripods. And they went, yeah, sure, just get one. So I did. And it really is. It's bloody awesome. Absolutely love it. I can't rate it enough. Not at all.
So that tripod, is it very heavy, really, or is it really lightweight? Because it looks like it's a good size.
Oh, it's a proper size tripod.
I
don't actually have the numbers on me, but this would be a kilo maybe. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not heavy, and it extends. It's a full height tripod.
Yeah.
It's like proper well built. It's very fluid in the way it all moves around.
Nice.
Yeah, I've done a review on that, but I use it now in pretty well every video that I use that I do. It's just awesome. It's incredibly reliable. It's nice and like macro sort of adjustments. It's really good. I'm really impressed with it. You put out a mate. Oh shucks! Stop it. The Beach Boys. Can you get a red filter for my? Why? Why do you want to know that? I'd like to know why you would want to know that. Why you would want to do that. I don't think that using filters for astro is more of a DSLR thing, whereas you got to kind of change the way you think about your photography in all aspects, I suppose. But astro is certainly in the same thing. You got to think about your photography with your phones a little bit differently to what you think about photography with a DSLR. It's not quite the same. There's a lot of computational stuff that goes on. You've got to play it. The basic concepts are there, but you've got to change your thinking a little bit in the way that the camera works. It's just a little bit different. And if you think about, in my opinion, if you think about mobile photography all the time, the same way you think about DSLR photography, you're probably not going to be that good at it. You won't be as good as what you could be at it. Would you agree with that, Greg? Or am I speaking out my ass?
Yep. No, I mean, a phone camera is completely different than a DSLR, so you have to approach things differently, for sure.
Yep. That's a ripper idea. That's a ripper idea. I'm going to do that. How am I going to do that? I'm going to talk to Mario and see if we can do some sort of lens profile for an anamorphic lens onto that app, because he's the only one that's doing the intervalometer. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. I like that idea. Thank you from the Metallica lead guitarist.
Yes.
So have you're subscribed to our new channel, right?
Yep.
What have you thought about it so far?
It's very interesting.
It's different to this one.
You know, I'm not a farmer, so I mean,
You're not?
You know, nope.
No.
No, I'm city slicker.
I knew that. I was just taking the piss, and you didn't get it. So. Needs more goat cuddling.
But yeah, it needs more goat cuddling.
I'll let Sarah know.
But no, I find it educational. I mean, it's for me, it's serving its purpose for what you guys intended it to do, and that is to show people, you know, what the goat farm life is like in Australia, and yeah, I think it's cool. I watch all the videos when they come out, and yeah, I like it.
We
even even Sarah put one out there making those things that you give out at Christmas. I forget what they're called now.
Bonbons, crackers, whatever.
Yeah. And I thought, you know, that's a cool tradition that I don't know. It's not here that I know of. Maybe some people do. I don't know, but it's a cool thing.
Mm-hmm. When all the way that we do it all here is that actually there's 2 videos right now that Sarah has shot on her own exclusively. I've just got all the raw video files at the moment. I haven't edited anything. So the way we generally do it, we come up with a rough idea, and then if she's the only one in the video, I'm the one with the camera. And if it's the both of us, it's usually she may film me, like, but it'll otherwise be on a tripod.
And has she thrown that one at you?
That was the video for this one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, where she threw all the tripods at me.
Yeah.
God, that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a good thing she wasn't mad at you.
She's never mad at me. But we did a video because we wanted it to be just about what we do, basically. And it's not all about the farm. There's going to be more in there about how we make money on the farm. And we've started seeing some of that with the markets and stuff that she does. And she did one where she had like 5 points for people who are going to like try and sell stuff at these higher end markets. And when we got to Canberra last time, because that was Canberra where we filmed that, and when we got to Canberra last time, Canberra's about 8 hours drive from me. So there's no reason that you can't go see Mr. Podder.
Well, there's a border in between us. That doesn't help.
Well, it's a different state here as well. It's like where all of our politicians go. So no one actually wants to go there. But It is what it is. So we went there, and leading up to it, so we filmed that video, we posted the video, and I thought that's not going to resonate with pretty much any one of the bloody legends, but it's still content that we wanted to put out. So we put it out, and then about, I don't know, a week later, she got a message from the organisers of that market saying how awesome it was, those pointers, And when we got to Canberra and you got your welcome sort of pack for that event, there it is. There's a link to that video. I thought, there we go. We're moving up in the world. And so all the store holders there were basically told, go and watch this. That's how you're going to make money at this sort of event. It was nice. It was nice to be recognized by someone outside of any sort of creative realm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Look, I don't know. Is it? Is it really? Those states that are on the borders of those two countries, is it really that difficult to go across the border?
Well, it's an international border.
So there's a checkpoint there. You got to show your passport, I assume.
Yeah.
Don't you have like free travel between the two?
Not without a border crossing.
Yeah, but you've still got to. Yeah, I understand that. But
but you gotta tell them what you're gonna do and how long you're gonna be there and all that stuff. And
that's fair enough.
It's harder for me to get away because we only have one car, and I'd have to hog it for a few days.
Yep. I just think it's funny that it's like it's an 8-hour drive here, but I'm going to have to stop. I'm going to have to show them my passport and tell them why I'm going there.
It's just first world problems, right?
Maybe get searched. Oh. That's why Scott Baker's always going to that border. Hey, you need to search me, fellas.
That's a funny story too. Is about what year are we in? It was about 12, 13 years ago. The printing press that I work on, we got sent to Massachusetts and then up to New Hampshire for training on this thing for a week. And when we went, there's this one guy that gave another guy a hard time because the other guy got taken into a room and was questioned because he had a British passport. He was a Brit, but he was like, he didn't have to get a Canadian. He didn't have to get a Canadian passport because he was, we're part of the Commonwealth.
Yep.
So he kept his British passport. So they hauled him in. This is on the way down. And it was only like from a flight from Toronto to Boston, an hour flight. But anyway, so this guy that works with him was making fun of him. You got pulled into the room and all this stuff. So that's fine. On the way back, the guy that was making fun of the first guy, he got hauled into the room. And at this point, this was back in Toronto, and we just want to go home. We just want to get home, but we couldn't go anywhere because we're all traveling in a van, and we had to wait on this clown because he's in this room for an hour and a half. So we give him the gears on the way home, that's for sure.
Why an hour and a half?
Well, it seemed like an hour and a half. It might have been only 20 minutes, but we're travel day is the pits. That's all I could say. And it's even though it's an hour flight. Pardon?
Yeah, you used to be able to joke with what do you call them? TSA? Is that what they call?
Well, in that's in the States.
So what in Canada it's probably just your customs,
that's all we
and like border control sort of thing.
Border patrol,
So so before 9/11, you used to be able to have a joke with those guys, but you can't now.
Oh no.
I remember like before 9/11, you'd go to the airport, you go through your security and stuff, and you'd go, don't swipe that bag, mate. That we'll be here all day. Don't swipe that one.
Yeah.
You'd have a joke with it, but now you just wouldn't, because you're getting every cavity searched if you say something like that these days.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to end pleasant for anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know what the urge is. What's the urge?
Right. The urge to say something sus. Fight the urge.
This was about the border crossing, I think. They don't just let anyone in. I don't know. I think it just depends on what news you watch here. Because if you watch one sort of news that says that everyone's like just coming across the border, no problem at all, then you watch other ones and go, they're locking everyone up. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Are there any actual Americans in here? Because there's Canadians and Aussies and Englishmen. But mind you, it's a big country, so who the hell knows, really?
Yeah.
Scott has a lot of metal in his body. I tell you what, have you seen these time lapses that Dale is doing?
Yeah.
It's freaking nuts.
Sweet.
Absolutely. Dale, you can make a YouTube channel just on that. If you just did your time
lapses. It's amazing what he's getting from his bedroom window, isn't it?
No, he's out and about now. His hoppers are fixed.
I know.
He can get around.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, it was getting a little bit. It was getting a little bit repetitive with the Star Trails, the keyboard, then toothbrush,
then Star Trails, the microphone, or
But now, what he's doing now with these hyperlapses, because he's obviously shooting quite large and cropping it and bringing it across, sort of thing, or zooming in. And it just works so well. There's a lot of work that goes into that. Like someone who's, you look at it, you go, I can appreciate the level of shit that you went through to finish with that,
for sure.
that final product. It's very, very impressive. Very impressive. Here we go. He'll tell us.
Wow.
Yep. He has a YouTube channel.
But no photos on it. But what about videos?
That's because videos go on YouTube, mate. I think are you confusing it with Instagram? Well, mind you, Instagram now is all about fucking video either. Yeah. It's the same bloody thing. Wow. That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Some dedication. I want to know what he does with his phone. See, for me, I don't care too much about leaving my phone out overnight, doing something like that. Whereas he's in Newcastle, and I used to work. How far is Singleton from Newcastle? It's probably an hour and a bit, I think, from memory. But I used to work there, and all the miners, all the soldiers, I wouldn't leave my phone out there. It'd be knocked off quick smart.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what he's doing with it. Like the one that he did with the market, it was almost like it was on a dolly, the way it was going across. It was really, really cool. Sarah's just saying hello because she just got herself out of bed, and now she's
going to feed the animals and work the horses.
She's going to play with horses.
Well, g'day,
She
Sarah.
didn't want to come on. G'day, Sarah. Oh, he watches it the whole time. I see. Yep, gotcha. Fair enough. Hyperlapse on a monopod. How do you stop the damn thing moving? I don't know. Anyway.
You must have it propped up somewhere.
Yeah. Cuddle a goat for us. I'm going to cuddle a goat just for you.
One of those stinky bucks.
I'm not going to touch one. I hate dealing with the bucks. Absolutely hate it. No. You touch those suckers and that shit is on you all day. It's just
really
freaking horrible. Oh, at least a day. If I during joining season, if you don't want to be near them because like the front half of them is just brown because they've peed all over themselves. It's rank. It's absolutely gross. And if you've ever been near a buck goat at that time of the year, you will never, ever, ever forget that smell. It's very unique. It's musky.
Wow.
Very good.
But the girl goats must love it.
Well, they do. They do. The very first, when we first got goats, we got Rinny, our first buck, and he was a big goat. He was like pedigree sort of animal. We had all the paper and everything. It was a good animal. And when we had probably 10 or so does that we first got, and we thought, hello, this fella's batting for the wrong team because we didn't see him joining with anyone. Like all these girls were rubbing themselves all over him, trying to get that smell all over him, and you never saw him working. And we thought, this guy's a bit left of center. We when it doesn't matter in the human world, but in the animal world, you need to be batting for the right team if you're going to join those girls. And it went for like, we had him in there for like 2 months and we never saw him once working. Turned out they were all in kit anyway, and they all popped out about 2 months later. It's like, oh, that would be why, because they're all joined up anyway. But all those does, they were rubbing themselves. They just love the smell. Absolutely love the smell. If aligned properly, even the shakiest footage can be stabilized. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yep. He's doing it well. Doing it really well.
Yeah, he sure is.
We should actually get him on here again. That's 2 people we should get on in the new year, Reese and him. To talk, he can come and talk specifically about these
time lapses. Yeah.
I would say it's a hyperlapse more so because it's motion in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I think. Have a good Christmas, my friend. And we'll see. I'm going to close off here, Greg.
Oh,
unless you've got anything else you want to cover.
No, I think that's it.
You think that's it? No worries. Thank you, everybody, for the support over the year. I appreciate it. We'll see you in the new year. Have a good Christmas. Drink a lot or not a lot, depending on where you are. If you do drink, drink a lot, don't go near the border. Who knows what's going to get searched?
Yeah.
All right, boys and girls. See you all later.
All right. Have a good one, everyone.